Hi all, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the Playwright series, and if you are doing that, so please do subscribe to the channel. So in this video, I'll be covering a new topic. It's like how to wait for a loading icon to disappear in a web page. So sometimes we might see a kind of loading icon in a web page, and for which first we need to wait for it to disappear, then we can do some other actions on the web page. So if that kind of scenario you are handling and facing some issues, then this video might be helpful for you. So let me show you the website first. So I am using this internetheroku.app.com dynamic control page. So um, it's basically similar kind of thing which I'm trying to explain here. So here, if I click on this add icon, you can see it's it's showing some a loading icon, right? So let me refresh it once. Okay, so this is the page it should be opened when you enter this URL. Okay, now you can see a checkbox and you can see a remove button, right? So once I click on this remove button, it takes around 3 seconds or 4 seconds of time, and then it's saying it's gone, and that checkbox is not there. So basically there are multiple scenarios we can do. Like one thing is like if I click on the add button, then we can verify whether sorry, if I click on the remove button first, at that time we can verify like if this checkbox is getting disappear or not. Okay, or we can also check like if the final scenario is that is the scenario we will be covering. So verify that this checkbox is getting. So we can write here like this is one scenario how to wait for load icon to disappear. So both will be covered in a same scenario. So let me just write it. So how to wait for checkbox to disappear. Okay, so in one scenario we'll be covering this both the things, right? So and if I click on the add icon, it should be coming, right? So this is also another scenario. So let's do that now. So we have the PyCharm open, and I'm just uh, closing this part so that we can see it properly. Okay, now we have reached to this page. Now first we need to let's first get the locators for this which one, this loading icon, right? So to get the loading icon we can click on it, or first we need to inspect it, and we need to go to the console tab. Here you know this command set timeout function and debugger semicolon, and then you have to give a timeout. So this time I'm waiting. I mean what I'm doing here, I'm just entering this thing. Okay, if I enter it, it will wait for 5 seconds. After that it will go in the debugger mode. So you can see now, you can see the pause debugger is activated. Okay, so the same I can stop it now. So now I have to first let me go to the console again. Let me enter it now. If I just first let me refresh this page so that the default page is coming. Now yeah, this is the correct one. Now we have to remove it, right? So if I click on the remove icon, or before that what I can do, I just can first, I mean it will wait for 5 seconds, right? So I just hit the enter. Now I click on the remove icon. Okay, so it's I mean there is a bit synchronization issue for us. So we can do now. Um, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, so it worked. Now we can inspect it. Right. So it's very simple now. Yeah. So let's do that. So I can see this loading ID. So I can use it. Okay, it's giving us three options, right? So let's see that if we can get this unique node. Okay, so there is a checkbox available. I can do one thing. I can create XPath. So double slash form and then ID equals to checkbox example. And double slash or single slash div. It's still showing us, it's still giving us uh, two node, right? So let's see now what we can do now. Okay, so probably there are two node is matching, right? So we can do one thing. The first one is coming from here. You can see it's this remove and add, and then there is one more thing is there, right? So I think it's available here. Yeah, it is actually hidden now for this enable disable part, but we need the first one. So we can do one thing here. We can just inspect this one. So this is under h4 tag. This is remove and slash add. This text is static, right? So we can use it, but we cannot I mean this add and remove text we cannot use, right? Because this gets changed, so we cannot use it in our locator. I mean this add text. So because if I click on this it will become remove, right? So first we have to use this h4 tag, so slash slash h4, and here I can use remove. Did I copy it? Yeah, text equals to this one. Okay, so we have reached to this position. Now from this we have to reach here. So we can use following sibling. So I can do slash following sibling colon colon form. Yeah, okay, it's still giving us two icon, right? So what's the issue now? Okay, so actually there is two things. So what we can do now, we don't have to do this anything, but we can just copy this somewhere. So we can give some use some notepad and paste it. So what we can do, we can just simply use this part and we can use index. That's fine. First index, right? Let's do that. Okay. So this is for loading icon. Yeah, loading icon. Page dot locator and the XPath. We just pasted it here. Okay. Now what next? We need to find. Now I can continue it. Yeah, now you're out of this debugger mode, and now I can get this locator. So we need this locator. So this is for a remove button. So here also we need something like to reach here we have to we cannot use like this one. I mean because there are two button, right? So it will again give us some problem. So let's first try that. So form ID checkbox sample, and then we have to use this button. So double slash button I can use. Yeah, it's working. That's great. So this is for okay. So add and remove button we can write page dot locator and the XPath. And now we have one more thing to identify, that is this checkbox input. Right, so this is here. And what we can do now, so mm, we can use something like double slash input. Yeah, so input, and also we can write like id equals to checkbox. So you can use your preferred locator type. I mean, you do not have to use XPath only here. So whatever you prefer, you can use it. Let me copy it. So this is my checkbox input. Checkbox, I can write something. Page dot locator. So our XPaths are ready. I mean, the locators are ready. So we can now start working on it. So first step is we have go to this page. Now, once we go to this page, we have to click on this remove button. So we have the remove icon button, so we can just click on it, right? So once I click on it, it will wait for this. I mean, so our first scenario is how to wait for load icon to disappear. Okay, so first let's see like whether we can wait for this load icon to disappear. Then we will perform something on the checkbox part. So now we have the loading icon here, so we can write something here, expect loading icon not to be visible. Okay, and here we can give a timeout called 5 or 15,000 milliseconds. Okay, so that is 15 seconds. So what we are doing here, we are waiting. Actually, this statement is for assertions, right? But we can use it for we can also use it for like timeout options as well. I mean, like for wait for some wait operation also we can do with the help of this expect keyword, because we can provide this timeout parameter, right? Okay. Now, first, do not I will not give it. Okay, and let's see whether Playwright can handle it automatically or not. Um, so now what we have to do here, we have to also verify if the checkbox is gone or not, right? So we can do one thing. We can let's copy this part. It's gone. We can actually check this message. So has message. I don't know whether it. Yeah, it's giving. No, has message. Okay, no problem. Uh, p dot p has message is returning one element, right? So now we got this message, so we have to validate it, right? So let's do that. And so we can do like expect this message, or we have to write this locator again, right? So message text equals to page dot locator, and this message. And here I am verifying it. So our assertions would be like this message should be now displayed. So or we can verify like directly the to have text, to have value, or uh, to have text. So what text we are expecting here? we're expecting, it's gone. So let's copy this part and put it here. Let's put it in double quote because there is already single quote is there. Okay, now we are not giving this part, right? So let's see first whether Playwright can handle it automatically or not, because some in Playwright we know, like in some like here it automatically waits for, I think, 5 seconds or 10 seconds. I mean, I think default timeout is 5 seconds. So let's see whether Playwright can handle it or not. So we can do like basics and taste, wait for, vanish, wait for. Okay, it should be under miscellaneous. Taste, wait for a load icon to vanish. So let me run it now. Cool. So actually you can see without giving this statement, actually it passed. So let make it fail. Actually forcefully will fail it. So to do that, we can do one thing. We can do one thing here. Wait for, it can accept timeout, right? Timeout equals to none. So we can give timeout equals to 1 second. So we are reducing the default timeout to 1 second from 5 seconds, because why we are reducing it, right? Because we want to make it forcefully fail it. Because now what is happening here, when we click on this add icon, it's wait for 5 seconds before it is trying to do this operation, action, I mean trying to do this operation. Before that, it's waiting for 5 seconds default timeout, and within that time seconds, this loading icon is getting I mean this loading icon is getting disappear. So this loading icon, I think it's taking around 3 seconds of time. So we have to that is why I'm reducing it to 1 second, so that it forcefully we can fail it. Now let's see whether it's getting failed or not. So you can see it's failed, right, as expected. So the reason is like load locator assertions to have text with timeout thousands milliseconds. We are expecting this text should be appeared within 1 seconds, right? But it is not happening right now. The reason is like there is a loading icon first, and it's waiting some for some reason. Now let's see how we can handle this situation with the help of this operation. So not to be visible, you can use it here, and we can give the timeout to 15 seconds. So this is the maximum timeout. So we do not know like whether it will will take 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So it can be some right now it's there is a fixed timeout, right? So we know like after 4 seconds or 3 seconds getting disappear that loading icon. But in our we are assuming here like this may take maybe from between 5 seconds to 15 seconds of time. Okay, this may vary. This loading icon should be disappeared within 15 seconds. That we are sure, we know that. So now let's run it and let's see if this scenario is passing or failing. So you can see it's waiting and it's gone, right? So it passed. So in one scenario, we just cover two part, right? How to wait for load icon to disappear. So if you have a scenario where you are getting some kind of load icon, it may happen like I have seen some applications. Okay, I could not show you that because I do not have that application right now. So in some cases it happens like there is a loading icon comes in the web page. Okay, when you click on some button, and all other things get freeze. I mean, you cannot do anything. Even you cannot interact with any other element. So even if you just try to wait for that element, it will not work. So you have to first identify that locator or loading icon. I mean, the locator of that loading icon. Then we have to wait for invisibility of that loading icon. So if you are using Selenium, it would be very difficult to achieve sometimes. But I think in Playwright it has lots easier because you can use this waiting mechanism with the help of expect keyword. So this expect keyword is really great if you are handling, I mean, for both assertions and for wait options is also helpful because you can give some custom timeout, right? So we have now again seen this video. I mean, already we have covered, I think, to have text, but it's this video is dedicatedly for this dynamic control, how to wait for load icon to disappear and how to wait for checkbox to disappear. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you have learned anything, please do subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.